Something that caught my attention was the new MLB The Show schedule, which does not mention the upcoming Legends and Flashback collection coming on April 25th, but it does say in all caps, a new legend reveal. So I would guess this means the new collection reward will be a high 90 overall, probably even 99 overall card for this new legend. So I want to go over some of the names for who this legend could be, and then go over what this new upcoming Legends and Flashback collection could look like, and a lot more. So people have thrown around the idea of this new legend being Barry Bonds because of it happening on the 25th, but I think that's very unlikely, just because if Bonds was going to be in the game, I would imagine they would have marketed the game around him with him being included in it before the actual release of the game. What's interesting about Bonds, though, is he is now returning to Topps and getting some autographed cards. So not that it'll happen now, but at some point in the future, this could open up a door for Bonds to come into MLB The Show. Before MLB 25 released, there was an article on Forbes, I think it was, where a guy who wrote it had some sources either at SDS or close to SDS, and he mentioned that Nomar Garciaparra and Roger Clemens had a very good chance of being in the game, and obviously now we know that Roger Clemens is. So could the new legend, I'm thinking, be Nomar Garciaparra? That is an option right there. Ichiro is another name that people have speculated about. And then the other name I've heard mentioned is Adam Jones, because he did post on X recently that he wanted to be in the game and tweeted at MLB The Show. But maybe this post was just, a teaser of him eventually being in the game because he knew he wasn't going to be in the game right as it released. Not exactly sure. Let me know, though, who you guys think this legend could be. So if we look right now at the Legends and Flashback collections, we see in the upper right-hand corner that there is an update on 425, so that is confirmed. And obviously, right now we're looking at contributor, and what's listed is, the total number that we need to collect to finish this collection as of now is 12. However, once we get to the 25th, this number of cards that we need will increase for this next reward, which we'll need to obtain to most likely get a voucher, which will then go towards the new Legend Collection reward. And in the past, for these types of collections, we usually have been able to skip completing one of these card series final rewards while still being able to actually get the final 99 overall collection reward. So we will see if this still happens this year. Obviously, that's not confirmed yet, but we will see. Either way, though, right as the new collection reward drops, we will likely need just about all of the cards in each of these card series to get each of the vouchers needed for the collection. You might even need all of the cards in the card series. It's hard to tell, or maybe, you can skip one or two cards. We'll see. Obviously, though, more cards will release after this collection drops, though, so, more cards within some of these card series you need could come into the game for you to grind for and continue working towards that big collection reward. Now, Double PXP Week is starting on April 22nd. This is going to be a great time to sit down and really grind PXP missions throughout any program you still need to complete for any cards that go into these card series to help you progress towards the new collection reward that's coming. So one thing that I still need to do is get the diamond cards through Team Affinity. So the next week or so, once I get all the way through the Egg Hunt program, I'm going to be grinding the PXP missions for teams I still need progress for in Team Affinity. And speaking of Team Affinity, I would definitely prioritize it over the next week if you haven't already, because there's so many cards within TA that go into the upcoming collection. Because if you think about it, for literally each team, there's a silver card, there's a gold card, and there's a diamond card. So tons of cards in Team Affinity, but I would suggest going through just all your programs, figuring out which programs you need to get some PXP missions done for once this double PXP drops, and then you can get all of these easy free cards from these programs that you'll want for the collections, because either you're going to need to get those free cards from the program, or instead you're probably going to be paying a ton of stubs for other expensive cards in that same card series. Something else to note is that on the day the Egg Hunt dropped, there were a lot of cards that dropped a bunch in price, so I would suggest also going through your collections and seeing what you need and checking the market trends for some of these cards that you need. And if some of the cards you see are much lower than what they were the previous week, right now would be a good time to buy, because the market is going to change a lot again soon once the big new collection drops and people get FOMO and want to buy a bunch of cards. And you don't need to do this, but something I've been doing recently too is just investing in some cards, because as I said very recently, some cards fell in price. So I figured right now is a pretty good time to buy some of these cards because I anticipate, these cards jumping back up in price soon, especially the Manny Ramirez, who was, if you remember, the first inning XP boss, and the only way to obtain him right now is through the market, right? A lot of people are going to have him, but a lot of people also sold him off. So a lot of people will have to go back and buy him once this collection drops, I'm sure. And a little while back, I also bought some of the Digital Deluxe pre-order cards, who also can only be obtained right now by buying them on the market. And also keep in mind that at some point we will get a flash sale where you can pick up some of these cards for very cheap. But it's looking like that first flash sale will likely be after the new collection reward drops. If I had to guess, it would probably be maybe the week or 2 weeks after the collection reward drops. So I would definitely start thinking about preparing for this upcoming collection and think about some of these things I went over today to start stacking some of these cards if you do want to go for this new collection reward right as it drops. But let me know who you guys think this new legend could be for the new upcoming Legends and Flashback collection reward. I'm really looking forward to seeing who it is, what the card looks like, how good it is. We will see. But that's going to be it for this one. I appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching. See you next time. Peace.